He was trying to explain to me how totally under their spell the rest of the public was. And I didn't understand that at the time. It took me, I would say, a good 5 to 7, maybe even 8 years to fully appreciate what he had said to me. Because he said, you don't understand how much we have their mind. You don't understand where the population is at. Okay? And he was right, I didn't. He said, they're so mind controlled that you believe you're going to go and tell them what you understand about Satanism and what you've seen here, who's involved with us, you know, and that they're going to somehow embrace what you're saying. They're going to believe you. They're going to change as a result of what you're telling them. Society is going to change. He said, you're so wrong. You're so naive. You don't even know how wrong and naive you are. He said, the level of a mental manipulation that we have the general public under is so great. It's so powerful. It's so total. It's so totally powerful that if we ourselves came forward, all of us simultaneously in all the different institutions that we're involved in, and came out and said, we are Satanists. We are dark occultists. Here's what our ideology is about. Here's what it entails. Here's how we do it. Here's how we operate the media. Here's how we control the media. Here's how we control the military-industrial complex. Here's how we control the medicine and food industries, etc. And you know, of course, the monetary institutions. That's ultimately how they control all of it, is but through the belief in money and the whole fractional reserve fiat currency system. If we came out and told, let's just say, for example, the police, how we're in control of all these institutions, we essentially have molded and shaped them from the cradle and even beyond, you know, in pre-birth, all right? And their whole mindset is a result of what we do. And ultimately, we're in control of their institution at the highest level. And how we control them with occult symbols, etc. You know, all of it. He just said, if we came out and exposed exactly how we do what we do, and how we control these people's minds, and how we are the controllers of the highest levels of all of their institutions in all aspects of life, they wouldn't believe us. We have our subjects, in other words, so mind controlled that we ourselves can't take them out of the mind control, is what he was saying. We are powerless, in a sense, from even undoing what we have done, is what he was saying to me. He was saying our mind control is so total that if we wanted to try to wake up the people we have under it, we couldn't do it. And I believe him. And many people will say, oh, Mark, you're duped by this guy. He's trying to put a negative worldview on you. I believe what he's telling me through experience. I know how controlled people are from studying it and from talking to people and asking people questions about what they believe and where their mindset is at. I mean, I need to look no further than the homework results from the natural law seminar that I just held in Philadelphia this summer, to the social experiments that we did with people from the public to understand where people's mindset is at and how mind controlled they are. I need to look no further than that to understand it. But what he was telling me is these people are so identified with their version of life, with how they believe life really is, even though that's the story of life. That's the movie, in other words. That's the propagated, movie variant of reality that they're being projected on a day-to-day basis, like on a movie screen in their mind. They would prefer to believe that over the truth. And no amount of explaining the truth is ever going to take them out of that ego-identified mind state, because they prefer comfortable ignorance to the moral responsibility that comes with being a knowledgeable person. So he said, you're not going to wake these people up. They call them the dead. They call these people that they're talking about who are under total mind control like this, the dead. They refer to the common everyday person as someone who is dead. They're not alive because they have no knowledge. Therefore, their thoughts are deadened. They have no empathy or compassion or emotion of what's going on in the world to others or even their own children. So therefore they're emotionally dead, and they're spiritually dead. They don't have any truly developed spiritual, aspect of their personality, and don't really understand who they really are at a fundamental level, at a universal level of consciousness. So they're spiritually dead. So they're dead in mind, body, and spirit. And their actions are deadened. They're not taking any action, of course, because they don't have any knowledge and they don't care. So they're dead in thoughts, emotions, and actions in mind, body, and spirit. And I can't tell anybody that this person, this twisted psychopath lunatic who was telling me this after a satanic ritual one night in, I believe it was Northern Maryland, where this took place. When he was telling me this, I can't tell you that he was wrong. I can tell you it almost threw me into a fit of blind rage where I literally wanted to kill this person for saying it like that and saying it that bluntly, because I felt so helpless and so horrified that he was saying that this is how bad the human condition was and this is the world I'm living in, that I just wanted to attack him at the time. And as I said, I didn't do that. But in hindsight, I can't tell you that what he was telling me was incorrect, because this is how mind-controlled these people are. The mind control is so strong. Please do not make the mistake of believing that it's easy or is going to be easy to take these people out of this mind state. They are so attached to the prison. They are so attached to the lie. They love the prison. They love the lie. They want their slavery. They love it because it implies no responsibility for them to think. And what these people want above all else is not to think. And let me just repeat that emphatically. What these people that we're talking about, who our freedom depends upon their behavior is affecting our freedom, okay? What they want more than anything else is not to think. They do not want to use their mind. They want to stay in that spiritually, emotionally, and mentally deadened condition. They don't want to use those aspects of themselves. So they want to stay in that shutdown position because they erroneously believe, that staying in that place like a total ignorant child can absolve them of personal responsibility. And it cannot. They're wrong about that. See, but that's their belief system. That's their religion. It goes like this somewhere deep in the nested subconscious mind. Here's the story they're telling themselves. I was abused or I was abandoned. I don't want to think. I hate myself. This is the condition I am in now. This is the condition I want to stay in. I want to stay this helpless, harmed child, because a helpless, harmed child has no responsibility to anybody, most of all themselves. Therefore, I don't want to know anything. I don't want to learn anything. I don't want to know what's going on. Most of all, I don't want to know what's really going on inside myself. I want to stay in this level of ignorance. I want to stay in this level of total darkness, because I believe that absolves me of all personal responsibility for my behavior. So therefore, I can listen to what this psychopathic idiot over here is telling me to do, just act on it on a whim, as an automaton. And therefore, that takes care of everything I have to do in life. And I collect a paycheck. I can have a house like that, even maybe have a family if, someone is stupid enough to take me as their spouse and have children with me. Okay? So I'll undershoot there and look for someone as non-intelligent as I am, okay, that likes that I do these things, okay, and they're as spiritually dead as I am, and that'll just ride me through this life. I'll be able to do this until the day I die, and all my physical needs will be met, because that's the other thing they're constantly telling themselves. I'm only physical. There's no deeper psychological component to me, deeper emotional component to me. Most of all, there's no spirit. I'm just this collection of atoms that is all working like a dead machine, There's no spirit that underlies anything. Certainly no consciousness following physical death. When life ceases, that's it. It's eternal blackness. This is the story that's going on in the mind of these borderline psychopathic, ignorant people who are order followers. It's all about self-loathing. It's all about wanting to continue to follow orders because they hate themselves. And they hate themselves because of abandonment issues that they have on the part of either their mother or their father, or both parents. So until those issues, those psychological nested issues that are buried down deep in the subconscious to protect the conscious mind from that trauma, until those issues are dredged up and dealt with, the person is incapable of developing self-respect and therefore even wanting to learn. And this is what the people who have done this to them essentially know. These mind controllers know all of that, what I just laid out. They know that's their state. And they say the amount of work that would be required into getting that person out of that mental state is so tremendous that I don't even know if I could do it if I tried with everything I know about the human psyche. And once again, I've said this before about people who follow and serve this system. And to my knowledge, I only know one person who has completely upped and quit. Maybe two. I'd have to say two. I do know one police officer because of what he's heard me say regarding this situation and has finally looked into it and looked into all the different work that me and many other people have put out, has quit his job. And I know one person, I believe, who basically quit their career in the military as a result. So I know two people, one cop, one soldier, who stopped doing what they were doing because they learned the truth. In my whole life, in all the many years I've been doing this, and all the people who have ever told me about people that they know, two people, it has come to my attention who have actually stopped doing what they've been doing. Now, if anybody thinks that's going to get it done and that's going to make the world free, you're delusional, totally delusional. Which is why until more people start doing this work of putting the truth out there to other people, more people have to start speaking the truth about the difference between right and wrong. More people have to start speaking the truth about the evil that is inherent to the current institutional bodies of this world, most of all the police and the military. Until more people start openly speaking about that to people who are involved, don't expect anything in this world or in this life to change. It will continue to grow worse because these people are a cult. They are a cult. It is a secret society. The police are a cult. The military is a cult. It is a secret society that takes these people away from the average society. They are sequestered. They are trained in a sequestered environment. They are put through regimented ritual practices that condition them more and deeper and do deeper patterning hypnotic conditioning upon them in their boot camp and in their training camps. It is a cult. It uses the exact same techniques that any other cult uses. Isolation, repetition, us versus them mentality, poor diet, rituals. Okay? It's the same techniques as any other cult uses. Trauma, exploiting trauma. Okay, sleep deprivation. You name the technique, it's used in the military and the police. The exact same techniques of cults. It's no different than the techniques that are used to train military and police. These are indoctrinated cult members. And I don't really care who thinks that's harsh and who thinks that's, oh, you're overstating it. No, I'm not. I know the techniques of cults. Hell, I was involved in a cult for many years. I know their techniques. And I'm telling you, it's identical to what the police and military go through. Identical, point for point. I've done podcasts on these techniques and compared them point for point to military and police training. And they are identical. So this is what we have to realize we're up against. We are up against the task before us is this. It is no less than this. It is converting a cult member out of their cult belief system. That is what we need to do. And again, that's what this Satanist was saying to me. He was saying that work is so hard, we couldn't do it. Well, then you know who it falls to? It falls to whoever is listening to this. Whoever's listening to this broadcast, that's your work. That's my work. That's the work that is before us if we really want to change this world. We have to get these people out of their cult mentality. And that is going to take a tremendous act of will, knowledge, and courage. And that's what wisdom really is, doing that work. It's taking that action. You want to be someone who's wise, who has real wisdom? Get involved in doing that work and taking that action. That's where real wisdom lies.